Whenever I had nightmares, I would always run into my grandmother's room and tuck myself underneath her oak tree arms until I fell asleep again. Words from Grandma. If I'm ever not around to love you into a dream, just close your eyes and pray. Life is a lot scarier with your eyes open. A lot darker with your eyes open, so I found myself wrapped around rosaries, planted the prayer rugs just trying to dream something beautiful. Have you ever noticed? The world isn't all that beautiful. Like maybe it's broken, hardly mosaic, barely stained glass stunning here. You can't unlearn fear, can't unhear gunshot, can't unhinge it from your loved ones. And yes, life is a lot scarier when you have loved ones. But if I've learned one thing about fear, it's that it cannot exist where there's perfect love. And if I've learned one thing about prayer since my grandmother passed, it's that I've been doing it wrong. Trying to pray the lost back to life when I should be trying to pray the life back into you who tiptoe around landmines. Walk with crosses tied to your spine, you with 140 characters worth of catharsis, you who pray with questions, crumpled hands, calloused lips, eyes glossed over, drunk in rage, you who would tear down pine needles and avert crowns, tinsels and nativity sets and believe there's nothing left to celebrate, you who's broken, like Paris, like Cali, like the peaceless parts of the Middle East, you who left brains in your hearts and gunpowder. I'll be honest, my ears are still wet to this. I can't remember the last time we televised fear here behind industrialization. My angel-winged innocence hasn't been clipped yet. Feathers still unruffled, but hashtags are like obituaries, and every day I log in and see something new has died, and I know death. How it feels like warm bodies squirming within bed sheets below your belly buttons. How it feels like cage bird beneath your ribs. So when you cry, it sings something like slave song. I know death. How it feels like nostalgia. A couple hours after one drink too many. So once you're crying and throwing up all the butterflies you forgot to use last night, you can't help but feel regret. And I know death. How it's everything like the movies, except nothing like the movies really. You're always expecting them to come back. It's just here they never do. So I can't help but hurt. Can't help but wade in thorn brush. Some things cut too deep to ignore, and other things you can't just grin and bear, even after being taught how to dig a smile from beneath your lips like a subterranean sun. I found myself trying to dream others out of nightmares, trying to build an oak tree out of my tongue so mourning families can fall into my prayers like a safety net. Trying to pray as loud as army boot thunder, because if there's one thing harder than a fight, it's doing it alone. So I'm praying with you, but nightmares don't go away as easily as it would in somebody's arms. Let's put the world in our arms, hold it as tight as a nervous belly. Love it until we give global warming a valid explanation. Love it like my grandmother loved me, no. Love it like somebody loved you before you locked them in a memory. Quote, it's always dark before the glory of sunrise. So will you love, will you pray, until it's bright enough to see something?